In the darkest hours of the night, around 3 a.m. on June 6, a nightmare descended upon Ukraine. Russia detonated part of the dam at the Kakhovka hydroelectric power station. In its wake, water from the reservoir surged forth, sweeping away everything in its path and drowning the banks of the Dnipro River. A torrent of destructions followed, with hundreds of residential buildings submerged under the devastating flood. Cities and villages were transformed into aquatic landscape as life as we knew it came to a grinding halt. On the right bank, under Ukrainian control, the evacuation of civilians and their pets began in earnest, but thousands were trapped, helpless against the rising tide. The Russian-occupied left bank too bore the brunt of this man-made disaster. This calamity is a stark and tragic reminder of the terror Russia has inflicted upon our lands, further reinforcing the reality of Russia as a terrorist nation. The emergency evacuation, a wake-up call at dawn, forced people to abandon their homes. Nearly 35 settlements were engulfed by the flood. As the water rose, reports of casualties began to emerge from the left bank. For those who are not aware, the Kakhovka hydroelectric station was completed in 1956 and is a crucial part of the Ukraine's power infrastructure. Besides being a significant source of electricity, it also plays a vital role in regulating water resources in the region. The reservoir created by the Kakhovka Dam was essential for irrigation in the Kherson region and northern part of Crimea. In the immediate aftermath of the disaster, Russia feigned ignorance, denying any incident and labeling it a fabrication. However, as the evidence became irrefutable, the Russian propaganda machine shifted its narrative. Conveniently, Russia then pointed fingers at Ukraine, accusing it of orchestrating the explosion of its own power station, a facility crucial to the country's infrastructure. As of the evening of June 6, the water level of the Dnipro surged by more than 3 meters downstream of the Kakhovka hydroelectric power station, flooding over 1,000 houses. In the days that followed, Ukraine swiftly sent humanitarian aid to those affected. Civilians with inflatable boats relied to rescue as many people as possible. The solidarity of Ukrainians was evident as the nation started pouring in to assist of the flood victims. While Ukraine mobilized its resources, Russia did not send even a single boat to aid the territories that is occupied. The Ukrainian military, upon noticing a family stranded on their rooftop in the occupied territory, deployed a drone to deliver a small bottle of water. Eventually, our heroic forces managed to evacuate and save the entire family. At present, the rate of water inflows has slowed down, but the danger is far from over. The Russian forces have failed to evacuate the left bank of the Dnipro, leaving its residents at the mercy of the elements. The fallout from this disaster extends beyond the immediate loss of human life. About 10,000 hectares of agricultural land could turn into barren wastelands past flooding. The damage from the loss of fish stock alone could be around 95,000 tons, amounting to about 4 billions of hryvnias. In total, the loss from the devastation of aquatic biological resources could reach 10 billions of hryvnias, which is approximately $280 million. This will have a lasting impact for years to come. The explosion has also made it impossible to supply water to the Crimea for the foreseeable future. Also, the Ministry of Health warns of potential chemical and biological contamination in the flood-hit areas. In the Kherson region, the Russians have retreated over 15 kilometers from the Dnipro, but they continue to shell the right bank where evacuation efforts are underway. Economic Minister Yulia Sviridenko estimated that building a new hydropower plant could cost around $1 billion and take at least 5 or even 6 years. Our President Volodymyr Zelensky already visited the Kherson region, the most affected area, to assess the situation and coordinate the relief efforts. Surprisingly, the United Nations only expressed its concerns days after the tragedy, showing its ineffectiveness as an organization committed to maintain global peace and security. If you want to help Ukraine, in the video description you'll find a link for donations and official sources of information. Remember, every dollar can make a difference. Please share this video to raise awareness about Russia's terrorism. In 2023, it's unfathomable that such a calamity could befall us, all due to a state with insatiable imperial ambitions and a thirst for territorial conquest. Like all Ukrainians, I'm hopeful for a swift response from civilized nations and acknowledgement from the world that Russia is indeed a terrorist country. Friends, share the truth and resist the allure of propaganda. See you soon.